Hi, I'm Jenny Wilterman, and this is my biggest challenge video from MIT 885, wrapping up the practicum course. Um, I would say that the changing roles and lesson delivery was probably my um, biggest challenge in this course, just because of all the changes that happened in the education environment in Kansas due to the COVID-19 virus arriving, and how everything was moved to online learning as a result of that. A little bit more about that would be just that our faculty and admin knew that I was wrapping up my MIT degree, and so they knew I had knowledge that I could draw on. And I would say my biggest drawback was that I just lacked the confidence. But once I jumped in and started helping people, I realized that I knew more than I thought I did, and I was able to help out my colleagues and help them to transition to online learning models in different ways. And our administration gave us 1 week to transition all learning online. At that same time, our principal for our building required the faculty to come up with our 8 week lesson plans to finish out the fourth quarter. He wanted us to go ahead and plan it all out, and keeping in mind the core curriculum elements that would be most important as far as moving students forward. He stated several times that there was an expectation that students would continue learning and that work would progress. So we were instructed to give students 2 assignments per week, no more, no less. And in our planning, and the instructional time to engage students could not exceed more than 112 minutes total for each week for each course. So I teach at the high school level, and I teach 7 different classes. So for each of my classes, I had to plan out 8 weeks worth of lessons that involved 2 assignments each that would not exceed 112 minutes, and I had 1 week to do all of that, and so did all of my colleagues. And so also in that 112 minutes, I just want to mention that that included the time to do the assignments and any instructional videos or instructional time that I would give them. So it was a challenge to narrow down what was most important, and then break that into 8 weeks worth of lessons, and then no more than 2 assignments a week. So some of the solutions that I was able to help out with varied from digital organization, just kind of helping teachers organize themselves into a online learning delivery format, and also preparing some resources that documents that different departments could share with each other, so that the department as a group was working together to provide assignments that were consistent. So that's some of the stuff that I did there. And then I think because of how much I learned from this and other recent courses about cognitive load, I was able to pretty much beat the drum about less is more, and try to communicate to teachers that, nothing's going to make or break a student in 8 weeks of learning, and that we're just going to do the best we can for our students to keep them going and give them schedules, and trying to determine how much is too much and how little is too little, and trying to find that balance. But if they were worried that they were doing too much, they probably were. So I was able to discuss cognitive load some and how this can be overwhelming to our students. And I think that has helped some of my faculty peers to let themselves off the hook for overproducing academic activities. I think they were envisioning a lot more workload than was necessary for the students. So the conversation about cognitive load that we had at the beginning of this, I think, was helpful to them. So most of my faculty peers pretty much get it, and we're ready and willing to jump and transition to online learning. And my hope is that moving forward, I can communicate the ISTE standards to our faculty on a more regular basis, because I just think they hold an extremely valuable resource when teachers are planning and considering why they're using technology and how they're going to use technology. Um, and so I was thinking perhaps moving forward, I would do a monthly tech newsletter. And I would like to also complete my level 2 and 3 Google certifications, which I think will give me more credibility / authority to speak on the subject of using technology appropriately. And over the course of my MIT coursework at FHSU, I would say there have been certain standards I seem to gravitate towards. Although I say that, but I find value in all of the ISTE standards. But the ones about embracing diversity and making accommodations when necessary in order to allow students to be creative and responsible with technology have really spoken to me. I've utilized those citations a lot, I would say. And so from being an effective leader to collaborator to a designer, there's a genius in the crafting of the ISTE standards, and I think it speaks to all of those and many more aspects of teaching and using technology. Even so, all the standards remain focused on learning, and the appropriate use of technology and remaining focused on students is a key aspect of the ISTE standards, as well as instilling lifelong technology skills. So that's a little bit about what my challenges have been and what my changing role is and where I see it going in the future when I'm done with this program. And that's pretty much it for my video. If you have any questions, I gave my school email, but also my professional email when we're all done with this program. If anybody wants to reach out to me, have any questions, or just start a dialogue, that would be great. Thanks. Good luck, everybody.